Hey, I'm Simon Chan. I'm a consistency coach, and I help networker marketers like you create consistency, defeat overwhelm, and build a successful business online. And have you ever struggled with consistency? Today, I'm going to show you your first 3 steps, first 3 things you need to do if you want to be consistent. So the first thing you do is change your mindset and how you think about consistency. Consistency is not something you're born with. It's not like some people have it. You don't have it. It is a skill. Okay, it's not a characteristic. It's not something you are this way. It's a skill that you can learn and develop. You know, I was never born consistent. I definitely was not consistent. Had no consistency. If I was anything, I did well in school because my parents forced me, and I just wanted to get my allowance money. I didn't want to get punished. I want to have my allowance money to buy my G.I. Joes and toys, my baseball cards. I wasn't consistent, but if it was left to myself, I was definitely not consistent. But consistency is a skill that you can learn. So even if you're not consistent, if you make the decision, hey, I'm going to become consistent, you can become consistent. And I believe in you. It is a skill, just like you can learn how to use chopsticks. You can learn how to drive a car. You can learn how to swim. You can learn to be consistent. Okay, it's not something you're born with. It is a skill. Second thing is whatever you want to do, especially in your business, you have to create that time. And you create it by scheduling into your calendar. You can nowadays, you don't need a big calendar, work calendar. You can just use your phone, schedule it in. So, and you don't need that much time in it. It could be 15 minutes. And ideally, when you start small. Right? If you want to exercise, you want to create exercise routine, don't start for an hour. It will be difficult. Like, you've been busy already. How are you going to create that hour? You could be 15 minutes. You go 15 minutes. You are going to do jumping jacks or something for 15 minutes. You're going to do some stretching. You're going to walk around the block or just take a light jog for 15 minutes. Start small, right? In your business, start small. And that's why our purpose-driven network is we prospect together 15-minute sessions. They're easy to do. Because if it's not easy to do, you're not going to do it. And you have to build up that tolerance because, again, consistency is a skill. It's like a muscle. The more you do it, you get stronger and stronger. So start small. You got to create that time. And we all have an extra 15 minutes in the morning. You can get up 15 minutes in the morning, send out some messages. 15 minutes during your lunchtime. Right, during lunchtime, go outside, do 15 minutes of prospecting, and 15 minutes in the evening. Right, in the evening when kids are asleep, you can do some follow messages, you can do some posting, do some engaging. We all can do that, but you have to create that time and schedule it in, and it should be around the same time every day. You know, in fact, everything you're already consistent. Right? I always joke around you're consistent in brushing your teeth, you're consistent in showering. Anything you do consistently, you're doing it around the same time every day, right? If you're showering, you may be showering in the morning or showering in the evening. You're showering at a consistent time. So number 2 is create that time and schedule it in. Ideally, choose at a consistent time. Should be a short time, 15 minutes. Now, third tip, okay, for you to get started being consistent is treat it like a job. Don't think, well, I may do it. No, it's like you have to show up. It's like your boss called you for a meeting. You have to show up. By the way, that was my turning point. It's like I was showing up for my boss, showing up for my work, working hard for other people, but not for myself. So for you, show up like the time that you scheduled in. Show up. That you got to be there. You know, it may be a little bit 15 minutes early in the morning, but if you had a work call where your boss is expecting you, you show up. So change the mindset. You know, mindset 95% is up here, right? It is a skill. Create that time, and you show up like a job. Treat your business like a job, and then it'll be incredible. All of a sudden, you get the habit, because this is exactly what's happened to me, to a lot of people I coach as well. Like, you create short little segments, you show up all the time, create that schedule, and then you get better and better. You know, before you know, 15 minutes can be 20 minutes, can be longer and longer, right? So your action step is get started being consistent. You know, consistency is the number 1 skill. It'll help you achieve anything as long as you keep going at it, but nothing will work if you're not consistent. But you have to show up every day. Consistency. So 3 things. Number 1, change your mindset. It's a skill you can learn. It doesn't matter how inconsistent where you are. You can be consistent if you change that mindset. It's a skill. I'm going to learn. It's just like, hey, I'm going to learn how to swim. I'm going to learn how to ride a bike. I'm going to learn how to learn a foreign language. I'm going to learn how to cook. You can learn to be consistent as well. Number 2 is create that time, scheduling your calendar. And number 3 is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Treat it like a job. Show up every day. If you do those 3 things, it's incredible. Just do it for 5 straight days. You'll find yourself, it's like the muscle. You'll become more consistent than you have today. So do those 3 things starting today.